that gets under my skin. You're doing damage, and nobody's ever been. Do I gotta chase you every summer? Can I have to replace you every summer? You're the only woman on my mind. You're the only way I spend my time. Tick, 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 boom. Can't get you out of the room of my head. Take two, is it too soon to get you into my... I want you now, I need you off the ground. I want not loud, I want you right now. I can't help it right now.
You're the only one that makes me wait all the time. Oh yeah, you blow my mind. Boom, boom, and blow my mind. You're the only one that gets under my skin. You're doing damage, nobody's ever been. Do I gotta face you with another? I'll never replace you with another. You're the only man that's on my mind. You know that nobody right. Tick, 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 boom. This ain't a honeymoon. We all night instead. Sleep until noon. I still assume that you'll be in my... I want it here. Don't make me wait all year. Already facing my fears. Come closer to my ears. I gotta hear it more clear. You're the only one that makes me wait all the time. Oh yeah, you blow my mind. Boom, boom, blow my mind. You're the only one that gets under my skin. You're doing damage, nobody's ever been. You're the only one that makes me wait all the time. Oh yeah, you blow my mind. Boom, boom, blow my mind.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, they need some wins to start adding up here in a hurry. More or less half the season behind us, and they are still struggling to prove they can contend. So we're right around halfway through the season. Shaq, a lot of trade discussions happening. What are your keys to making a great deal?
Well, it depends on your goal. You want to win now? You want to win later? A combination of both? Does your analysis ever make changes out of emotion?
Well, acquiring players that fit your system. You have to have a system first. That's the key. And if your trade looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I meant to say do your analysis, never make changes out of emotion.
Okay.
See, I was emotional when I was talking about it.
Well, I heard you. I understood it. I understood
All right.
it.
You did?
Not really, but.
Me either. And now with the tip-off coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
The bustling financial district here in Canada's largest city. We're coming to you from Toronto. The Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. This game will wrap up the homestand here for the Raptors. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
And they've done well in this matchup. I mean, 2-0 against them to this point, a win here, and they take the season series with a sweep in sight.
You know, they know what they can do against these guys. I think the key is you try to avoid complacency.
By this point in the season, Doris, certain teams have been hit hard by the injury bug, and the truth is the next man up, the next player up, can be easier said than done.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, Kevin. Sometimes it's not necessarily when the injury happens, it's who has the injury hit. So a all-star level player, an MVP caliber player, can't necessarily be replaced placed 1-for-1. So sometimes you've got to make some schematic adjustments, and sometimes you've got to rely on the whole to pick up the one big star that's gone down.
I always thought, too, character is really revealed when you start losing a couple players to injury.
No doubt, Kevin.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland, we've got Zizic. Alec Burks is out there with Sexton. Then it's Rodney Hood, and it's Osman in at the 4 slot. So here's Burks after the Raptors pick up 2. Sexton dishes to Hood. From downtown, Siakam pulls it in. Here's Leonard, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. And Greg with Kawhi started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
And here's Burks. Following Kyle Lowry's 3, Sexton. Green with the block. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Leonard with the ball. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And here are the Cavaliers now. 7-point differential. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I just thought their energy was lacking defensively. Just gave up way too many easy shots.
And when the defense isn't there, Greg, you really open up the floodgates for the other team. They didn't have any heart.
And Greg, one of the stories that had started developing since last season was the talk of Kawhi Leonard wanting out. Too many soured relationships, it seemed.
And he was eventually moved after requesting a trade. Pop and the Spurs tried just about everything they could to convince him to stay. Probably the most drama for a team known for not having any drama.
Well, free throw drops for Leonard.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Now, here's Sexton. He's tightly guarded. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Hood. To the middle. Can they get it?
I love the edge with which Serge Ibaka plays defense. He covers a ton of ground.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I'll tell you, if you don't box out well, expect to get burned. You can't afford to give them second chance opportunities.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Inside, here's Burks. Serge Ibaka pulls it in.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Pushing their lead to double digits. 8 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And, guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
You know, in Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Well, with this break in the action, let's see which players have had the hot hand lately. Here are the top scorers in the past month. In the third spot, Kawhi Leonard.
What a performance offensively. Something has really clicked with his game over this stretch.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Osman, the pass to Hood. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters. And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Here's Sexton. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte. Burks on the wing, wide open. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Burks has got his second basket.
Burks takes no time getting that shot up, ready on the catch.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Sexton kicks to Osman. Hood for 3. That shot off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with the win.
Yeah, and in winning that last game, they attacked the basket aggressively, drew a lot of fouls in that game.
2 things are a product of that. 1, you shoot a ton of freebies. 2, the other team goes deep into its rotation. Neither one of those 2 things is going to work.
Raptors on defense. 13-point lead. A shot by Burks. Nobody around.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
From 17 feet out, Kawhi Leonard again. Leonard's got 16.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Leonard brings the double team. Now, here's Sexton. Now recovering. And a wide open look for Hood. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hood. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldrich.
Thank you, Kevin. The Cavaliers head coach and I got a chance to talk. They've had a tough time so far against this team, losing both contests. He said they're really tough to deal with because of their intelligence and execution offensively. You have to play mistake-free basketball to get the upper hand. We just haven't been able to do that so far. We'll see if tonight is any different. Kevin?
Thanks very much, David. And guys, do you see the strategy the coach laid out for him paying off?
Well, it's the right strategy, but it's tough to say whether they can pull it off. I mean, this is a team that shoots a high percentage even against the best defense.
I think they've got to make sure that they have aggressive but controlled closeouts to shooters. Any laziness at the defensive end will cost them.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Timeout called, Cleveland. One thing you have to admire, Doris, about the Raptors franchise is their sustained success.
And that's not easy, Kevin. Last year marked their 3rd straight 50-win season and their 5th straight postseason trip. Very few other teams can claim those items in that time frame. Boy, the Raptors, what a good, solid core.
Cause we not them, no, we not them. I got a light skin, I'm the Asian. Calais on the beat, make the bass hit. Like a young bubble in a waist. tryna see how the face set. Buy my chicken, my chalupas. Ayy, make her with the roof up. Ayy, backflip, make her do stunts. Ayy, in the tuned up. Touchdown, boom, shakalaka. Ooh, eyes on me, I see you watching. Ooh, we do what we want to. Ooh, if it's on, we come through. Ooh, we on it. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. We on it. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. When I touch down, yes, no, I came for the round. Yes.
And while we got a chance, let's look at some numbers for Leonard. 7th in scoring, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And you noted it, his points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to. Here's Sexton, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Such a menace close to the rim. You got to respect Sexton's fearlessness when he's amongst the bigs.
And Collin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
2.
The first one falls. And, of course, Collin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, and he scored 40 that night. I mean, almost led him to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
And so he hits both.
And the aggressiveness Sexton plays with it's infectious. He motivates his teammates to play just as hard. Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
Count the basket. 20 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Hard to believe you could have this kind of a flow. Unbelievable.
The Cavaliers trail by 21. Leonard with the steal. Pass to Lowry. Shoots from 12. And again, it's Toronto converting.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Now, here's Sexton. He's covered closely. Passes it to Zizic. Now, here's Sexton. Lowry covering. The shot by Sexton, no good.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. Leonard's got 22.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance. And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
And so here's Cleveland. And it's Hood in the corner. The three-pointer, no good.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play. So Leonard will go to the free throw line. Is on Collin Sexton. Siakam far from the most skilled player on the floor, but Dorsey finds minutes through his hustle.
This guy has got one of the highest motors in the league. He can leak out in transition, finish in the open floor. I'll tell you, this is a jolt of caffeine in a power forward's body.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Danny Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. And the free throw, no good. In the past, it has been suggested, Doris, that up-tempo teams couldn't maintain that style and then go on to win the playoffs. Is that an outdated theory and thought process?
Well, I think it has always contingent on the team, Kevin. You think back to the Lakers Showtime era, when the reality is those were up-tempo, Showtime-type teams, right? They could sustain it. Right. But I think the fact of the matter is the teams that sustain success are the ones that can play in virtually any style. Can they play up-tempo if you allow them? Certainly. But when the game slows, particularly in the playoffs and the postseason, can you execute in the half court? Because you've got to be able to play both ways, I think, to win in the modern NBA.
Just doing the job on the backboard. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And so it's Dellavedova. He'll bring it up for Cleveland. Here's Nwaba. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Toronto.
C.J. Miles.
And here is Dellavedova. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And it's Miles missing. Clarkson taking his time here. He kicks it to Dellavedova. Right with the double team. Dellavedova, the pass to Nwaba. Shots good by Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson showing he's capable of finishing inside.
Now, here's Miles. Tight defense on him. He can't get that one. Stolen by Miles. Fast break Toronto. Jumps up. And then C.J. Miles with the dunk.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
And so here's Cleveland. The Raptors getting the bucket. Now the pass to Nwaba. It's intercepted. Here's Van Vliet, defended by Dellavedova. Van Vliet with the bucket.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
And it's Dellavedova missing. Here's Wright. Sinks that one from the post.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Knocked away. Here's Valanciunas, and the dunk by Valanciunas.
Well, that's a grown man move right there. Jonas Valanciunas, there was nothing gentle about that one, Kevin.
Cavaliers shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Dellavedova finds Nance, and the jam by Larry Nance.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Here's Wright. Yes, that goes in.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Pass to Clarkson. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
This guy is more than capable of making that play. Jordan Clarkson confident around the cup.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
That's his first personal foul.
Valanciunas doesn't play a ton of minutes, Doris, but fans feel he should be playing more.
Well, there's certainly a lot to like about Valanciunas' game. And how about last season? Because the NBA is changing, he can now step beyond the three-point arc and make those shots consistently. That will elevate his position and standing.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
Look, Kevin, you know this. There's a long history of great players coming out of Lithuania, and Valanciunas right there with the best of them. Remember, back in 2012, this guy was the MVP of the Lithuanian Basketball League.
Well, last season we saw Valanciunas start to step out a bit with his shot.
Started taking about 1 3 a game,
And you wonder if he's gearing up to act more like a stretch 5 over the next part of his career. He's always had a great touch from the line and mid-range. Now, that just seems like a natural progression.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Well, I think they're getting quality shots, and it's thanks to how aggressive they have been in this half.
Clarkson, nice D from Valanciunas.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's Wright. Rebound by Dellavedova.
That's simply not aggressive enough. Needs to show grit and determination, and didn't on that one.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Clarkson against Wright. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. For Cleveland, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Shooting one.
Free throw good. Clarkson.
The one thing with Clarkson, sometimes he can get a little out of control, and he does a tremendous job creating offense and putting himself in a position to attack.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
I think sometimes that's all it takes, right? We'll see if it helps them moving forward in this one.
Here's Van Vliet. 11 points for him in that last game against Indiana. And out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it. Here's Clarkson. He's got 7. And it's in there. Clarkson's got 9.
Well, Jordan Clarkson's handle has improved, and that allows that kind of move to happen.
Here's Miles. And the Raptors miss again. And so it's Toronto with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll return shortly. And let's listen to Pascal Siakam talking about the work ethic of his teammates.
You come in every day. Guys are in the gym every single day. So I used to think that I was always the hardest worker, but, just coming to see guys, the amount of work that they put in, trying to get better each and every day.
And, Greg, when everyone is working hard, it builds a chemistry.
And a culture. Kevin, winning teams all have it. It's not enough to be here. You want to win.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Raptors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
I think their play calling has been exceptional. They've played with purpose, and they've played with aggressiveness.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, awesome game out there with Larry Nance. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Nwaba in at the small forward position. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can be better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
D.A., that's how you truly create a legacy. And this last offseason, one that every Cleveland fan dreaded, LeBron hitting free agency indoors. They were right to be worried.
And now the challenge for the Cavs organization is replacing a player of LeBron's magnitude. This is a group that still has talent, but it certainly has to think about rebuilding. It was an incredible second stint for LeBron in Cleveland, but the Cavs will surely be a whole new team without him.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
You know a skill that doesn't show up in the box score? The drawing charge calls. In your opinion, there are, I'm sure, a lot that you think are the best at it.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, sometimes this comes at a cost physically that you have to be willing to absorb. I've seen Marcus Smart take a charge from LeBron James. That's 6'8", 250-plus pounds coming at you full speed. Kemba Walker, Draymond Green. But, Kevin, you know this. When you draw a charge, you have essentially given yourself an extra possession, and you've put the opponent at a detriment because it's a foul against that player who's committed it.
Means a lot. And that one's good. Right.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
Here's Clarkson. That misses off the backboard.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, and the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
Now here is Dellavedova. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. While we have a break in the action, now let's check out the league's best shooting team. The Raptors in second.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
For Toronto, they have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And this Toronto team has started to depend on threes more often for their offense.
You're right, Kevin. They went from being near the bottom of the league in threes attempted to top 5 in attempts this past year. And a lot of that is the green light to shoot from the wings that they have. It's another dynamic to an already potent scoring machine.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. The shot by Clarkson, no good.
And they've just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Greg, I think this other team is just in a zone right now. They're clicking on the offensive end, and the defense starting to look frustrated.
Lowry drives in, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Lowry's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Well, Cleveland shooting for the game at 42%. Sexton dishes to Nance. Kicks it to Clarkson. They need this. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Clarkson's got 11 points.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Boy, Kyle Lowry can be so creative sometimes. You think the window's too tight, but he finds a way.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Back to Nance. Over to the left wing. Pass to Osman. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They double him with Green. Osman kicks to Sexton. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones. And you just got to love the way he moved the ball. Very unselfish.
I tell you, he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
And there's the patience you want to see from Sexton. Eyes up and finds the open man.
Valanciunas, good.
I'll tell you, what a start in the first quarter, and now he's taking it to a new level here in the second.
And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Cavaliers. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
Boy, Larry Nance Jr. showed last season he can be a productive starter. He has always been efficient and complements a lot of different players.
First trip to the line for him here.
Shooting two, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Nance. Well, for Larry Nance Jr., so much of what he brings, Doris, to a lineup is energy.
Right, Kev. He's an igniter, right? That hustle and coming up with timely plays is what he is known for.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Ibaka comes in for Valanciunas, and it's Leonard in for Fred VanVleet. Both free throws good from Nance.
You know, even though Larry Nance doesn't handle it on every possession, you can expect him to be a factor on the defensive end and on the glass.
Leonard, no luck.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot two free throws. Cleveland shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Taking 2 shots.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. And the Cavaliers were so good at so many things last season, Doris, but the defense had lapses.
Well, you could go a step further and say the defense was poor over the last couple of years for the Cavaliers. When you look at the metrics, they were bottom 3 in a lot of those metrics. This is a team that relied on its offense to win games. They made no secret about that.
Well, after the Raptors fell short of their goals last season, you knew they were going to be changing some things up.
Well, obviously the first big move was moving on from Dwayne Casey as the head coach. And you think about Dwayne had brought the best years this franchise had seen, and they still felt it was time for a shift. Now, it's not necessarily his blame. Sometimes you just need to hear a new voice when you've ended in the playoffs the way they have over the last several years.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Well, the Cleveland Cavaliers last year won by virtue of their offense. There were times when they're making that three-point shot that they simply could overwhelm people. And let's remember, they had LeBron James on their roster as well. And when you've got LeBron, you've got a chance.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. And with the Cavs and their offense last year, Doris, they would attack from outside.
Well, you'd think that LeBron would attract so much attention that shooters would get all the space necessary to knock down shots. It's why the team was 4th in the NBA in percentage of shots attempted beyond the arc. When you live by the 3, you die by the 3. But more often than not, it has worked out well for the Cavs.
So here's Burks. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Osman. And that one hits back iron.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
He can't get that one. Now Toronto takes it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And boy, did they impress everyone with that comeback they had in the 4th. Just stunned that crowd.
Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Sexton the pass to Osman to end the run, and a missed layup.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Ooh, with a player this hot, I don't see their lead going anywhere.
Cavaliers shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Burks for three. Offensive rebound. Here's Zizic, and it goes down 2 points. Zizic has got 6.
That's a nice play. You have to read and react in an instant to have success on the offensive glass.
And the shot goes in from Siakam.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
And the shot goes in.
Yeah, Rodney Hood not bashful about knifing into the teeth of the defense, given his quickness and length. Very comfortable operating down there.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Cavaliers shooting about 42% so far. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Boy, now you have to think about pulling him. 3 fouls already in this half. A fourth would be inexcusable.
On defense, Toronto.
He's so frustrated. Hasn't had a make all game. It's making it very difficult for them to find any success.
Leonard attacking. The shot from the low post is good. Leonard's got 42 in the game.
This guy's trying to close this game out in style. He's not going to stop attacking until he's sure this win is in the books.
And it's Osman missing.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Cleveland with the ball. Ibaka comes with the double team. Hood deciding where to go with it. Here's Zizic. No good on that one. Great D that time from Leonard. Here's Siakam. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Siakam's got his second basket of the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Sexton. And hits one. Maybe he's ready to get back on track.
A dangerous scorer from mid-range. Sexton loves to take that shot when he gets it in rhythm.
Good work there as it goes. Lowry's got 9 points.
He's got such soft touch around the rim. The D has to try to keep him out of the paint because if he gets close, it's lights out.
Sexton kicks to Zizic. To the paint. Sexton's shot is good. He's got 6.
You know, you got to respect Sexton's scoring ability. The closer he gets inside, the more effective he is.
And the shot goes in from Siakam.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
It's stolen by Green. Goes up. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Cleveland's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Sexton kicks to Osman. Passes to Sexton. Burks on the wing. 6 to shoot. Shoots from the line. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by Burks. 8 points for Collin Sexton.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Toronto working the ball around now. Leonard.
Oh, my God.
That's how you attack. Wow.
How'd he do that?
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Really off on his shooting, just 20% this period. Looks like he's getting a bit frustrated.
Here's Lowry. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Lowry's got 6 in the quarter.
Boy, Kevin, I thought he might get a call there. I thought it was pretty clear contact. But we know Lowry's not looking for the whistle. This guy's just looking to put points on the board.
Now, here's Burks. He's got 8. Here's Sexton. The pass to Zizic. Second shot opportunity. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
I am simply blown away by his accuracy. He has made every shot, and what's most important, his team is winning.
Now here's Hood. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
I really admire the presence of mind from Rodney Hood. He's terrific at realizing when one of his teammates is wide open.
Cavaliers ball.
You can just chalk up the points when these guys get to the line. Here are your top free throw shooters for the past month. Serge Ibaka, 3rd.
And during that time, guys, he's been an absolute dead-eye shooter from the free throw line. His concentration just never wavers.
And Rodney Hood getting traded last season in part because, Greg, he was due for a big contract this last summer.
And you just knew Hood would be a player a lot of teams threw offers at this year. Rare to find guards as tall as Hood who can shoot the way he can, just entering his prime. And the contract this team gave him might be a bit of a gamble, but it's one that can pay off in a huge way if he keeps improving. And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
And the Raptors call time here.
Well, think about the Toronto Raptors last year. 59 wins in the regular season, which was a franchise high. Won the Atlantic for the 4th time in 5 years. And then it comes to an end with a thud, losing to the Cavaliers in the playoffs. Brutal.
So they watch it ricochet off. Then I skirt off on that Michelin out. They don't got nothing on me till I pop. They don't got nothing on me, call the cops. I hit that run like a hammer, boy, running back. Look at that boy, hit that running back. Shout out to Salsa, so shot my ghost. I got addicted to salsa tacos. Got out to ramen noodles. Now I see hunger, make a stamina. I used to be holding the camera. Hated the glass, now you wonder what. That's praying to me like my hand got done. We love good time, but I feel like Santana. She's like in this she Hannah Montana. I was clean, Tony Montana.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for the Cavaliers.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
Here's Anunoby. 7 points in the game. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. .50 seconds left now here in the second. And that one's good. Wright's got 4 this quarter.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's Game. Pass to Clarkson. The 3. And it's Miles with the rebound.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. The shot by Clarkson, no good.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Goes up the baseline, buries the jump shot. Miles has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, this is C.J. Miles at his absolute best, just stroking that perimeter jump shot.
Here's Clarkson, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Gentlemen.
And Toronto called for the foul.
2.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Clarkson. 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first one falls. He doesn't get the second one. Awesome game. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. And so it's Toronto holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had a scoring performance for the ages, putting up an enormous amount of points, 3 steals and 2 assists. He seems to have carried the momentum from his last game right into tonight. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
A lot of what we saw is the evolution of Leonard as the number 1 option. He's now entrusted in that role. He thrives in it. Almost every play, you want to get him at least a touch. And the defensive end, forget about it. No need to talk about that, Ernie. No need.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, Ernie, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, the first half, what a thing of beauty. He was just living in the lane.
How special is it, Greg, to watch a guy who's able to get into the paint with speed and consistency? They cannot let him get inside like that.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Siakam in at the 4 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And so it's Burks bringing it up now for Cleveland. Pass to Zizic. Osman, the pass to Burks. Cleveland moving it around. And that one's good. Osman.
I'll tell you, this guy does some tough work on the glass, battles as hard as anybody for those second chance opportunities.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Well, Cleveland shooting 43% from the floor. Sexton the pass to Zizic. Out left to the wing. Sexton dishes to Hood. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Burks against Green. Hood for 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Leonard inside. Goodbye, Hood. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Sexton kicks to Zizic. Burks for 3. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Boy, what a cold start to the second half for them. Just 1 for 4 from the field so far.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Here's Hood. Great D that time from Leonard. In Toronto, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Buries it down low. Leonard's got 52 points.
Boy, they have leaned on this guy to carry their offense today, and he has come through with flying colors.
Once again off the mark by Cleveland. And here's Toronto. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. And he gets the bucket.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
The Cavaliers have gone only 1 of 6 in the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half starting. Here's Sexton. The 10-footer finds the target. Sexton's got 12.
Really well done on that assist. He sees the target inside and puts it right into the hands.
And the basket is good.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Cleveland's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Hood can't get it to go.
Well, that's tough defense in the paint, harassing him every step of the way.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Toronto called for the foul. The Cavaliers have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And he makes both free throws.
Boy, you think about the Cleveland Cavaliers' journey last season. It was filled with so many ups and downs. They ultimately end up as the 4th seed, and it didn't matter. They still get to the NBA Finals.
Oh, big finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. The Cavaliers shooting not great, 40% for the game. Sexton with it. 12 points for him. Passes it to Zizic. Put on the wing from deep. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ibaka's got his 5th rebound in this one. And, of course, Doris, the Cavs were the 4th seed last season, but still came out of the East.
Yeah, but, Kevin, it was clearly a team that had to adjust early in the year to the loss of Kyrie Irving, and then they had to readjust again with the reshuffling of players at the trade deadline. Somehow it all comes together, and they secure a 4th straight trip to the NBA Finals. Incredible journey.
Shooting 1.
And so it's Cleveland with it. Sexton kicks to Osman. Here's Hood. And he's back in business as a jumper finally drops for him. Hood's got 6 points.
Well, don't underestimate the in-between game of Rodney Hood. This guy can make shots from just about anywhere.
Doors with a more punitive luxury tax. Draft picks with their cost-controlled salaries. Never more important than they are today.
No doubt, Kevin. I think teams are very hesitant to part with first-round picks because they have been critical. But I think you also have to consider the second-round picks as being valuable assets. Think about the Golden State Warriors. In each of the last 2 years, they have purchased for money a second-round pick from another organization. And both times, those players ended up being critical parts of the rotation. Every draft pick, first or second round, has value.
Ibaka hits both of them.
Well, let's remember, Serge Ibaka is a defensive presence. This guy, an elite shot blocker early in his career, and he is now a capable scorer from just about anywhere.
And he makes that one. He's got 8. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Toronto. Trying to get open is Ibaka. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Sexton, and the layup falls.
I'll tell you, good work to pound it down low and finish in tight.
Three-pointer, Lowry. Burks pulls it in. Cleveland's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Sexton's shot is good.
I'll tell you, it was the sharp passing that led to that shot. Terrific teamwork.
Here's Leonard. And another one.
Make that 61 points.
Yep, everything is going his way right now. Sexton the pass to Burks. And he goes in for the dunk.
Well, a superb finisher, Rodney Hood, with that vertical and that length. Nicely done.
Toronto working the ball around now. Tries a 3, and the 3 ball is good. Siakam's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Lowry brings the double, and it's Hood in the corner. And there's the pass to Zizic. 5 to shoot. Here's Sexton. Here's Burks. That one wide left.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
And the shot goes in from Siakam.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Down low. And another basket for Toronto.
Boy, every time he goes up now, it just looks like the shot's going in. He's perfect from the field in this quarter.
It's stolen by Ibaka. Leonard attacking, and it's Zizic with the rebound. Zizic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Sexton. Back to Hood to stop the run. Here's Zizic, and he gets it to go. Zizic has got 10. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Shoots from the baseline. Green, no luck. Well, Cleveland shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Well, Burks is a lethal three-point threat. This guy has such an effortless shooting stroke.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Now, here's Sexton. While recovering, Sexton kicks to Burks. That 3 off the mark.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And the shot goes in. 65 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And busting it up the floor, Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle. And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, guys, we have got in the NBA.
The tireless work ethic, the passion. He's a guy the team relies on for that.
He's had 7 tries at the line, made 5.
In examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Danny Green. That free throw good from Leonard.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Elvedova, the pass to Nwaba. Here's Wasengame. Banked in off the glass. Wasengame's got his first points in this one. Here's Leonard. And good! There's another.
And that's 70.
He's unbelievable.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
And it's Dellavedova with the ball. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kyle Lowry, one of the better rebounders you'll see at that point guard position.
Well, at 6'1", he does an incredible job rebounding the position, particularly given his size. And you love that he's committed to it long term.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
Cleveland's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Connects again.
He is simply unconscious here tonight. Nobody can stop him right now.
GA, the points keep coming, and he's climbing up that scoring ladder. 3rd on the list, well in sight.
And his scoring tonight has dropped him into the conversation with some of the all-time greats. I'm talking about names like Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. Simply amazing what we've seen here.
The Raptors making a switch here. Miles is checked in to the paint. Dellavedova kicks to Clarkson. Cleveland the rebound.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
Valanciunas on the double team. 6 to shoot. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Clarkson's gone 5 of 13 tonight from the floor. Here's Leonard. Good, that's another bucket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
The Cavaliers shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Dellavedova finds Nance. Here's Clarkson. And the shot is good. Clarkson's got 14 points for the game. And so here's Toronto. A 3 from Leonard. They grab their own miss. Valanciunas. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Oh, Nance in position. Leonard with the steal. Here's Anunoby. He has 7. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He's got 10.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Well, Cleveland shooting 41% from the floor so far in the third. Inside, here's Blasingame. Unable to get that one. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Leonard attacking. Good, he hits again.
And that puts him even for 3rd on the single-game scoring list. Simply amazing.
I'm at a loss for words. Greg, his has been one of the greatest offensive games we'll ever see.
And, of course, 78 points, the mark that Wilt Chamberlain had over 5 decades ago. Kobe Bryant's 81 is up next, but he is already in the most elite of company.
And last season, a very strong rookie campaign, Greg, for OG Anunoby.
You know, the team quickly learned that they could rely on him offensively. And it's rare to have a team trust someone taken 23rd overall that quickly. Surprised a lot of people with how efficient he was on offense right out of the gate. And I think you're going to see him continue to grow in that regard.
2.
And he makes the first.
You know what you love about watching OG Anunoby? You feel like you're watching a vet when you watch this guy. He doesn't seem to get rattled in pressure situations. This guy plays like he's been in the league for a decade.
DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Toronto. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And Doris for Anunoby, he has said he felt like he could compete with anyone.
Well, to me, Kevin, that's part of being able to be the defender he is. He's got strength and quickness to match up with most wings in the league, but confidence is critical.
Offensive rebound. Another shot. Off with the layup. There's 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. Over in the corner, Dellavedova. It's stolen. Now the Raptors moving it up. Right, that's a 2-pointer. And the Raptors miss again. Cavaliers shooting the ball at 42%. Here's Clarkson. It's hauled in by the Raptors. And the Raptors call time here.
I just wanna make a grown man cry. I just wanna make a grown man cry. I just wanna let you know you're mine. I just wanna make a grown man cry. I just wanna make a grown man cry. I thought away because you started to remind me.
Toronto's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. It's deflected. Oh, Nance in position. Here's Anunoby, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
The vertical of OG Anunoby. Go ahead, sir. Finish with authority.
To the middle. Here's Blasingame. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Blasingame got 6 points.
Boy, nice feed. Leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the Toronto Raptors. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. We've got more in store for you right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Channing Frye, and it's Blasingame in at the power forward position. Here's Monroe, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Here's Clarkson after the made shot from Greg Monroe. Poked away, stolen by Monroe. Here's Richardson. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Toronto's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. It's good.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
Here's Nwaba. Back to Clarkson. And the rejection by Monroe. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way.
Cavaliers foul. Matthew Dellavedova.
2 shots, gentlemen.
That's his second personal foul.
2.
Doris, last year the NBA signed a deal to broadcast G League games on the internet channel Twitch.
Well, you know Adam Silver is always looking at new methods for broadcasting this great league and the G League. And I think we live in an era of an increasingly digital world. The next generation views their platforms in non-traditional, non-linear fashion. So to me, this is really smart decision-making.
I know you're a big Twitch watcher yourself. You subscribe, and like me, you love the G League.
I'm always twitching.
He doesn't get the second one. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
There's no doubt. They're making all the right moves. Their chemistry tonight has been phenomenal.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff. Toronto calls timeout.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your game time.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Makes it off the glass.
And that pattern continues, guys. Another heat check, another log on the fire.
Boy, the opposition has got to feel an avalanche bearing down on them right now. They're wiping them off the floor.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Well, typically speaking, transition points are high percentage looks. Get out and go, that's their philosophy.
One shot. One shot.
Free throw drops for Wright.
Well, how about DeLon Wright having his best season as a pro last year? He had tremendous numbers, solidifying his role as a backup point guard. And I'll tell you this, he had some games where he simply took over.
And here again, the Raptors in transition. Up the court they go.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. And it's Dellavedova with the ball. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shot to stop the run, and Fry slams it in.
Well, this is not something you always see from Channing Frye, right? We think of him as a shooter, but the attack mindset in that situation.
And Wright is a taller point guard, not an easy matchup off the bench.
I'll tell you, Kevin, this guy has got a great nose for steals and block shots. He knows how to use the length he has on the defensive end, and he can be tenacious on the glass. Go ahead, DeLon Wright, do your thing.
Now, here's Richardson. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Richardson's got 12 points in just the second half.
Buckets coming in bunches right now. He is just being big time.
And stolen by Richardson. Here's Anunoby, and he dunks it down.
I'll tell you, OG Anunoby showing you what could happen if he puts it all together. Doing work, OG.
For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And the basket by Blasingame.
Boy, after an up and down first half, he's finally gotten a flow. These are the right shots for him.
Here's Miles, and it's Miles with the jam.
And that's the athletic ability of C.J. Miles. Doesn't settle for the perimeter shot, right? Uses that speed to go all the way to the cup.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. That's foul number 2 for him. The G League, Doris, growing roster of teams, introduced two-way contracts last season. Is it safe to call it an official minor league at this point, do you think?
Well, I'm just going to say that I thought this was one of the best changes to the NBA last season. And you look at certain players who went back and forth between the G League, and when they were up with the respective NBA team, they were a significant part of the rotation. Quinn Cook comes to mind. The NBA champion had a two-way player in Quinn Cook who was a vital part of their G League and then becomes a vital part of their real-time success. To me, what a tremendous platform for player development, Kevin.
Yeah, the league has gotten it right with this. Now, here's Richardson. Monroe, no good. Now Sexton. Pass to Dellavedova. Up top, Fry. That's tipped. Now the Raptors moving it up. Here's Monroe. And Craig Monroe with the slam.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. The Cavaliers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Dellavedova kicks to Fry. No good from outside.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Is on Collin Sexton. Well, the league taking steps, Doris, to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And as is typical to Adam Silver, everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made to the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
Brownie's checked in for Richardson. Zizic has checked in for Cleveland. And so Wright nails both of them. Now here is Dellavedova. Pass to Blasingame. Now here's Sexton. He's covered by Brown. Three-pointer, Dellavedova, and he's good on the 3-ball.
And that's an area that Sexton must keep working on. The more he passes, the better his team looks.
Anunoby, good.
I tell you, he's making everything he looks at tonight. He should be their number one option on every possession.
And here's Sexton. Dellavedova with the ball. Nwaba passes to Blasingame. Rejected by Monroe. Here's Anunoby. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Blasingame's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Down low, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
Now here is Dellavedova. T right on him. Sexton the pass to Blasingame. Shot from 12. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Blasingame's got 6 points in the quarter.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Saturday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. Then on Wednesday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap. There are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night. Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, I didn't either. I thought his feet were moving. It was close, but he was still sliding in just a bit.
Alec Burks checked in for Cleveland.
Boy, you have got to love the dime, the pass on time and on target.
Here's Sexton. And the league last season, Doris, looking to tighten up on the traveling calls. You think that's a move in a positive direction and it's had a good effect?
Well, Kevin, I'm sure you agree with this. We want to see if there's a traveling violation, it should be called.
Yes.
We have given the offensive players enough advantages, and by that I mean we've made it less physical on the perimeter. You know, we've allowed for freedom of movement, and so I think anytime you learn from a kid, listen, if you pick up that pivot foot, it's a travel. In the past, I thought a lot were missed. What's your take on it, Kev?
I like what you said, and even more for the younger kids who are learning the game, they got to play the right way. It's got to be called.
That's right.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
Well, they're certainly connecting on a lot of shots in the second half, generating high percentage looks and really cashing in.
Now, here's Burks to the inside and stolen by Wright. Here's Anunoby. Got that one up quick. Anunoby's got 12 points in just the second half.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
There's the pass to Sexton. They get a hand on it and stolen by Wright. Lays it in off the breakaway. Wright's got 23. And so it's Burks bringing it up now for Cleveland. Pass to Zizic. Sexton with it. Right on him. Blossom game. The Cavaliers again can't hit. The 19-foot shot, and it falls over the rim and in. Miles has got 6 points in the quarter.
After taking some time to find his rhythm, he's been unstoppable since the break.
To the inside, here's Mwaba. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
Here's Miles, and he converts the layup.
He's been heating it up since the break, getting some excellent looks right now.
Cleveland's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Count that one from Nwaba.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Here's Monroe. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
I love to see them pound it inside like that, not settling for the perimeter shot.
Here's Zizic, and he slams it one-handed.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. And that's a foul called on Collin Sexton. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Valanciunas, he's checked in for Monroe. And Cleveland also making a change. Dellavedova's checked in. Valanciunas finds Wright. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Wright's got 25 points.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Here's Nwaba to the inside. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Brown drives in. Ball's knocked loose. The Cavaliers shooting it brilliantly here lately. 60% from the field. Dellavedova kicks to Zizic. Back to Dellavedova. Fires for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Dellavedova's got a pair of 3s here in the 4th quarter for Cleveland.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
You can see the confidence of C.J. Miles down in the paint, right? He's got long arms to get the shot off whenever he wants.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Raptors.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Leonard.
Boy, we got to see this guy's full range of offensive ability. He scored at every opportunity and in every way imaginable.
The shot's good from Zizic.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
Shooting for Toronto, Jonas Valanciunas. Taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. And the Raptors making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And so here's Cleveland. Here's Zizic, powered down with both hands.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated. Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
And the Raptors call time here. They're leading. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the 4th.
Everyone here in the Air Canada Center to get it up and cheer on your dance pad.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Brown. Tries again, and it's good on the way in.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, it really was. They wanted this home win badly, and they went out and took it.
Tries from the block, and it's Dellavedova missing and out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it.
Cavaliers ball.
There's 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And that one is hammered home.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Serge, big win tonight. Now, people may think you have some easy games on the schedule, but you did not play easy tonight.
Because we know where we want to go, That's why we was focused tonight. We try to finish strong.
And it was a strong performance, Serge. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.